Hey, it's Bobby. This time around, I want to talk to you about a prophecy that's in the book of Daniel in the 9th chapter that has to do with the time period that went from the Jews being in captivity until Jesus. And what happens is Daniel is praying. They're in the Babylonian captivity, and Daniel's praying to the Lord, asking him to deliver them back to their old status in Jerusalem. And Gabriel comes to Daniel, and he gives him a prophecy. And I'm going to explain the prophecy and also how it's misused, but I also want to give a demonstration of what I believe to be a more accurate understanding of how this prophecy ends up and how it should be taken. I'm going to give a little bit of commentary in between each section. Alright, 70 weeks are determined for your people and for your holy city, to finish the transgression, to make an end of sins, to make reconciliation for iniquity, to bring in everlasting righteousness, to seal up vision and prophecy, and to anoint the most holy. So, right off the bat, he gives the period of time, which is 70 weeks. This prophecy is to take place over a period of 70 weeks. And we'll understand later that the 70 weeks are not meant literally. Excuse me. But each day in that 70 weeks is actually supposed to represent a year. And in order for this to pertain to Jesus Christ as the most holy and Messiah, the Prince that's mentioned in the prophecy, it has to be a day represents a year. And I've explained that in other videos, and I'm not going to dwell too much on that this time around. I'm just pretty much going to explain everything. Okay, so it's a period of, if you do the math, it's 490 years. For your people and for your holy city, to finish the transgression. Alright, this has to do with Israel's transgression and the maturity, bringing their sin to full maturity. Just like God told Abraham when he was entering into the land of Canaan that he couldn't take the land of Canaan yet because the sins of the Hittites hadn't been brought to full maturity yet. And this has to do with Israel's sins being brought to full maturity, and the Messiah being anointed, the Most Holy being anointed, in order to make reconciliation between the people and their God. Alright. Know therefore and understand that from the going forth of the command to restore and build Jerusalem until Messiah the Prince, there shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks. The street shall be built again, and the wall, even in troublesome times. Okay, so there's going to be a command that goes forth for the people to restore and build Jerusalem. And from that time until Messiah the Prince, there's going to be a period of 7 weeks and 62 weeks, which of course is 69 weeks. Now this, when you do a day equals a year, it turns out to be 483 years. Okay, with 7 years remaining. And that's when Messiah's to come along. And actually the command to restore and build Jerusalem was issued by, there were 3 edicts that were, or 3 decrees that were sent out, one by Cyrus, one by Darius, and one by Artaxerxes. And if I'm not mistaken, the one that this is referring to is the one that was issued by Cyrus, and that can be found at the end of 2nd Chronicles and at the beginning of the book of Ezra. Alright. Okay, and after the 62 weeks, Messiah shall be cut off. Now when it's talking about the 62 weeks right here, is in addition to the 7. So it's pretty much saying there's 7 and then 62, so 69 altogether. So you can actually say after 69 weeks altogether, Messiah shall be cut off, but not for himself. Jesus died for the sins of others. And the people of the prince who is to come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. The end of it shall be with a flood. Until the end of the war, desolations are determined. Okay. And the people of the prince who is to come shall destroy the city and the sanctuary. Pretty much from this point out, usually this is interpreted as referring to Antichrist. I'm not sure about this part in particular, but definitely in the next verse. I'm going to stop right here and say this. All of this prophecy has to do with the 490-year period and doesn't extend beyond. Now, the results of it extend beyond because it has to do with the destruction of the city. But the prophecy itself, the 70 weeks, are supposed to be 70 consecutive weeks. So we're going to deal with it like that, okay? So after the 62 weeks, which is 69 weeks, Jesus will be cut off for the sins of others. And the people of the prince who is to come, which I think doesn't necessarily refer to Titus, but